Hello, everyone. My name is Elissa Bridges. I'm a doctoral student here at Texas A&M University in Texarkana, Texas. Today, I would like to present my literature review titled Challenges Faced by First-Generation College Students. This review examines the experiences of first-generation college students, like myself, identifies major themes in the literature, and explains how current research supports the need for additional study. This topic is very near and dear to my heart, as I have been a first-generation college student my entire educational journey. And I feel as though I've had personal insight on the student side of first generation college students' experiences, as well as my recent 6-month experience with academic advising, seeing the higher education side. First generation college students are students whose parents have not completed a 4-year college degree. As this population continues to grow within higher education, institutions are increasingly recognizing the importance of understanding the unique barriers these students encounter. The purpose of my literature review was to synthesize current research related to first generation student experiences and outcomes. Specifically, I wanted to identify common themes across the literature, determine areas where research remains limited, and explore how these findings justify the need for future study. Although access to higher education has improved, significant disparities in retention, persistence, and degree completion continue to exist for first generation college students like myself. Two theoretical frameworks guided this literature review. The first is Pierre's theory of social and cultural capital. I'm not going to attempt his last name because I don't want to butcher it. This theory suggests that these students from college educated families often possess knowledge, resources, and experiences that make navigating higher education easier for them, compared to a first generation college student. First generation students frequently enter college without access to these forms of capital. The second framework is Vincent Tinto's institutional departure module. Tinto emphasizes that students are more likely to persist when they develop strong academic and social connections within their institutions. This framework specifically has applied directly to myself. Together, these frameworks help explain how both structural inequities and institutional environments influence student success. The first theme that emerged from literature involves social and cultural capital deficits. Many first generation students begin college without prior exposure to higher education systems. As a result, they often have limited knowledge about advising, financial aid processes, registration procedures, and academic expectations. I found this to be thoroughly true from my situation when I first came into college. I ran behind on submitting my FAFSA. I missed many deadlines because I just did not realize that if you're not submitting in quarter one, you're already behind. Researchers found that these students frequently rely on self navigation or informal peer support to understand college processes. This lack of institutional knowledge can create uncertainty, increase stress, and make the transition into college more difficult. The second theme focused on financial and academic barriers. Financial challenges consistently appeared throughout the literature as one of the strongest predictors of student attrition. Many first generation students work while attending school and often balance family responsibilities alongside their academic commitments, not to mention career purpose driven individuals. Research also identified challenges related to study skills, time management, and academic preparedness, all pointing towards features that could be identified within institutional curriculum and institutional resources. However, these students don't have access to these institutional resources because they don't know about them. These multiple responsibilities can reduce opportunities for campus involvement and increase the likelihood the student experience academic stress or discontinues their education. Theme 3: Belonging, Mental Health, and Institutional Support. The third major theme involved belonging, the mental health of first generation college students, and their institutional supports. Studies showed that first generation students frequently experience imposter syndrome and uncertainty regarding whether they truly belong in college. I know I personally felt this experience for the first time when I came to TAMUT. These feelings are often accompanied by anxiety, stress, and reduced academic confidence. However, the literature also demonstrated that support systems make a significant difference. Faculty mentorship, peer mentoring programs, intrusive advising, and culturally responsive services all contribute positively to student persistence and well being. These findings reinforce the importance of creating supportive, inclusive campus environments. Research gaps and need for future study. Although the literature provides valuable insight into the challenges faced by first generation college students, several gaps still remain. Many studies focus primarily on barriers rather than strengths and resilience. Additionally, there is limited longitudinal research examining long term outcomes and relatively few studies evaluating which institutional interventions are the most effective. Future research is needed to better understand how colleges can improve retention and graduation rates while promoting equity and student success, making it a cohesive experience for all students on campus. Addressing these gaps can help institutions develop evidence based strategies that support first generation college students more effectively and bring them into the majority overall student experience. Reflection and the conclusion. One of the most surprising findings from this literature review was how interconnected these challenges are. Financial stress, academic preparedness, belonging, and mental health all influence one another and collectively affect student persistence. One area that still requires further clarity is identifying which institutional interventions have the greatest impact on long term success. As a first generation doctoral student who works in academic advising at Texas A&M University Texarkana, this topic is personally meaningful to me. Conducting this review strengthened my understanding of the barriers many students face and reinforced the importance of providing intentional supports that foster belonging and success. This topic not only applied to graduate students, but undergrad students and seniors right now in high school that are looking to go to college, that are first generation students just like myself. Although we've come a long way in being inclusive for first generation college students, there's still so much more and so many more efforts to go. Overall, the literature demonstrates that first generation students possess tremendous resilience, but institutions must continue addressing systemic barriers and implementing equitable practices to improve outcomes. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate the opportunity to share my research with you today. I've also included my references. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out. I have no problem collaborating on any of the topics or ideas that I've discussed today. And I hope that you took something away from this and that you really felt the importance of including first generation college students' challenges in addressing these issues and see the need for the future research. Have a great day.